Okay, I even try to call him again. Elisa Pearl, let me bring you live. Washiri. Neka Spiff, let me bring you live. Washiri.
Oh.
Elisa.
Hi, Dr. Freeze.
How are you, my darling sister?
I'm fine, thank you.
All right, let's talk about this. Now, a lot of people will be wondering, why am I raising this topic? You see, personally, I've always known Denrele and Goldie to be best friends. The late Goldie, may her soul rest in peace. We used to stay on Etim Inyang, Cool FM. So, and I used to live in a building behind Cool FM. It was on Aboyade Cole, but it shared a fence with Cool FM, so Cool FM just broke the fence. So even though my house was on Aboyade Cole, I could walk into the office and out of the office as it would please me. Now, Goldie back then used to live on Aboyade Cole. Manny, who's still at Cool FM now, also used to stay off Aboyade Cole, and Manny was Goldie's producer. I think that's even way before she met Denrele, or way before she became close with Denrele. So Goldie was somebody I was quite familiar with. We're very cool. You know, even when she went into the Big Brother house and came out, we're always cool. You know, and I always saw her with Denrele, and I believe that they were cool. They were besties. You know, the way Denrele used to jump around her and all that. And I was like, I used to use their relationship as a yardstick. It is possible for a guy and a babe to just be cool like that. They're just friends. There's no strings attached. Now, Goldie's been gone since when? 2013, thereabout? Let me even get the dates. Goldie Harvey, 2013. I'm correct. 14th of February, 2013. Now, all of a sudden, in 2022, Denrele just comes out and makes a revelation that he and Goldie had something together. And I was a bit, of course, I'm in no place to judge Denrele or his choices or her choices. And here's the article from The Punch. Popular cross-dresser and Nigerian TV host Denrele Edu has incensed several Nigerians with his shocking claims of having an affair with the late singer Goldie Harvey while she was married. His revelation was made during an interview with Nisi Boss Lady blog, which went viral on Wednesday. My beautiful late friend Goldie, many people just thought we're friends, he said, but we did have a few intimate moments, so that's why I will say I was her driving force. I knew she was married. We kept that secret, but we had something more than friendship. We entered the corner, which is why I was constantly committed to seeing her shine. Reacting to the interview, Nigerians on Twitter chided Denrele for disrespecting his late best friend's memory. So my question is, all the while where Denrele they do best friend those days, because Goldie was married. So all the while Denrele they do best friends with Goldie, they were actually intimate, according to what he said, or if he's not making this up, if this actually happened. So now, me personally, I've been friends with ladies, but I wouldn't say besties, to the point where we'll be hanging around, up and down, moving together, and then something will not happen. If door open too much, me, I always believe, say, man go collect. Do you understand? Any man will be around you. Any day, just bring out the tray and say, Baba, food don't they serve, do. Baba go help himself. So, what do you think, Elisa? Let me ask you, is it really possible? Because I thought with Goldie and Denrele was possible. Now all of a sudden I'm having a rethink.
But I feel like I'm going to ask a question. If you're married to a man, why is the man not your best friend first? Why do you have to go outside your
Awesome
business with
question.
some
Awesome
other man?
question. And that casts a shadow on the reason why many people get married. You see, if you get married because you're looking for a friend, you will not have a bestie anywhere. You understand?
Yeah.
Taste Buds was telling me the other day that she was raking for me, that she can't reach me on the phone. I told her, I said, why do you need to reach me on the phone? I'm always beside you. Just tap me. No need to be calling me on the phone. Why are you calling me on the phone? You understand?
Yeah.
So, yes, I know my phones are always busy because I'm either live or responding to somebody on Instagram or Twitter, or I hardly go to Twitter. Let me not even start using Twitter to lie, something that I don't do, you know? So, um, if you're not with your bestie, some of us get married for all sorts of reasons. Some people get married for financial reasons. Some people get married because you're looking for security. Some people are pressured into marriage by parents. Oh, I want to see my grandchild. I want to see my grandchildren. I want this. I want that. You know, parents have an uncanny way of putting kids under intense pressure just to get what they want or what they think is right, and then the children get married. Okay, my mom wants a grandchild, and this my mom is not going to allow me to just get a grandchild from anywhere. You know, when your mother starts putting pressure on you at 30, if your mother gave you the option of, you know what, just go get pregnant, have a child, I want your child, then that's even okay. But your mother, for you to have the child, is a prerequisite. You must marry. So people go into marriage just because of children, and they end up marrying people they have no business getting married to. So you have two people who have absolutely no common interests, who do not have a relationship that's alive, and these people are now married. They can't be best friends. Let me give you an example. My ex and I could not be best friends. Best friends that who what happened? We had nothing in common. Maybe when we're in school and we're in the same class, because we're in the same class in sociology, we had school in common, we had friends in common, but the moment we came out into the real world, we realized that we had nothing in common. You know, nothing, absolutely nothing. She didn't like what I liked. uh, I did not like what she liked. You know, I'm the kind of person that moves into a neighborhood and I will be greeting my neighbors from far, but you not see me inside their house. I like to,
Yeah.
you know, I'm very polite and very nice, but before you go see me for my neighbor house, me and that neighbor go down day. If me and my ex moved into a neighborhood within 3 days, she don't enter everybody house, everybody don't begin to enter my house. You know those kind of things, and I couldn't take that. I didn't like that. Was not me. You know, so at the end of the day, I always found myself having friends, and she too had her own set of friends, because the moment you guys do not roll together, there's no room for trust, because you don't understand where I'm coming from. You get what I'm saying? You won't
Yeah.
understand me, and I won't understand your decisions. I won't understand why you have to.
Yeah.
And by the time you have to keep explaining yourself, and I have to keep explaining myself, and it's not like you're explaining yourself and we're doing this thing in love together. It just becomes bothersome. So you always find yourself having friends outside, and if you're unlucky, those friends might be from the opposite gender.
Outside there.
You know. So yes, ideally, a man should marry a woman who or a woman should marry a man who is her bestie, ideally, in an ideal world. But I want to ask you, how many things really happen in an ideal world today? You know. So over to you, Elisa.
Yeah, like I said before, I don't see any reason why you should get married to someone who cannot be your best friend first. Because I think even if you had besties outside if you had besties before and then you meet someone suddenly and you guys start vibing and all, like, and you start dating and you get married, I think all of those best friends should, like, know the boundary, like, they should know their limits. you shouldn't even let them know everything you do. You used to let them know before, since there's a man in the picture already. So that's automatically your best friend. You should know all the first class gists before any other person. So I think having a best friend outside the marriage is like totally off and wrong.
Hmm. Hmm. All right, we have Vidoma
That's
here.
what I think of.
Thank you so much, Elisa. Elisa, don't go anywhere. I still need you here so we can have an active conversation.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
Vidoma and Nene, or Neka, sorry. The people were writing, I'm blocking your face. I can't even see you. So go ahead, Neka. Let me hear from you first. Is it possible?
I think it's possible, but what I would also add is sometimes you genuinely want to be friends with someone and you think the person is your best friend, but then you don't know what the other person is thinking. And I can give you an example of a real life scenario that happened. I have a friend who's been friends with this guy for over 20 something years, and just about 4 years ago, someone told her that the guy she's been friends with, they slept on the same bed sheet. Of course, so many times felt free to change her clothes and everything in front of this person. And just 4 years ago, someone told her that the guy has always had a crush on her, and the guy told the person that told her. And now I'm beginning to, okay, so he wasn't genuinely just being besties with her. He had like
Ulterior motives.
Exactly. So he was actually waiting for the right time to strike.
But the right time
And
never presented itself, sadly. Or we don't
well,
know.
he didn't get it because the girl was busy being friends, showing off her boyfriends. He knew everything about her. But he was rather upset about it internally and not even speaking out or speaking up to say, hey, I like you and I'm jealous that you're dating other men. So I think people can be friends with the opposite sex, but you need to also be careful, draw the line.
All right, Vidoma, what do you think?
Good evening, Daddy Freeze. Good evening, guys.
Good evening, Elisa and Neka.
Good evening.
Hi, good evening.
Okay, Daddy Freeze, my opinion is this. I'm going to say this from my own perspective and from my own experience. I don't think it's advisable. At the same time, it's still possible, but there is a but in it. I had a male bestie. He knew everything about me, but it was later I got to find out, like I had an issue, so I was like, okay, this is what happened. And he mistakenly made a comment that when I was loving you and caring for you, you didn't even notice me. Now you're hot. Like, it's very possible unless the two parties are not good enough. Do you understand? That's when, like, let me just say, if I'm a nice person now and I have a male friend that is also nice and he has those potentials I'm looking after, women are always looking after attention, someone that is there to impart knowledge, someone that has more things to offer academically, financially, spiritually, emotionally, someone that can support you in all those aspects. And I have such person as a male bestie, and I have a boyfriend somewhere. I don't think me pretending is something. We're not ready to have that conversation. Two people, unless you're not good enough, that's when something will not happen. For those of you saying you can share the same bed, no, people are pretending. They pretend.
Now, let me ask you, Vidoma, did anything go down between you and your bestie? Did you guys ever?
No, we didn't have. He didn't even tell me he loved me. then I was in a relationship, then if I had issues with my boyfriend, he would be like, go and fix things with him, give him some time. He was always pushing me. He was always trying to make sure that I'm not sad.
Hmm.
Do you get it? So later, he told me to my face that I was there loving you, but you didn't see it now. You get that part? So unless it's just simple, no matter how disciplined you are, be it a male or a female, no matter how disciplined you are, you can't always win the temptation at every particular time. You get it? Let's say the male is very disciplined and the female wants what she wants. She will keep pushing until she gets what she wants. It's not every day that the spirit and the body will be active to fight against those temptations. Something one day must occur, and you might not see it coming, but it will definitely happen. But at the end of the day, people outside only see you guys as bestie, and that's what you'll be referred as, and nobody knows what's going behind. So it is not advisable for a female to keep a male bestie unless there is a reason. Just be friends. Don't even try to be caught up behind closed doors together. Don't think it. It won't favor both of you. Don't think it. Don't put yourself in that temptation. Don't even try it. Don't is trying to stress
All right,
yourself
Vidoma.
pretending and all those
Thank
stuff.
you so
It's not
much.
necessary.
Thank you so much, Vidoma. God bless you, my darling sister. Oh wow, network. Let me remove one or two of the ladies, but I still want to keep a lady. Okay, Elisa, is your network strong? I want to add a guy. To this convo. This conversation is going to be so much better if we also had a guy among the ladies. So I'm trying to add a guy. Everybody's saying, call me, call me, call me. I'm looking for somebody I know will be interesting. Not those people that will call and now start toasting the fine girls that I have here. One of them is married though. I know her husband very well. Okay. Let me call Daniel Rega. Let's hear his opinion. All right. Hey, they say he's unable to join. Daniel Rega, you're unable to join. Oh, send me a request. I think you're using an old version of Instagram. Okay, back to the ladies. What do you guys think?
So that the phrase, I was going to say something real quick. The
Yes.
lady was asking, why can't you be best friends with your husband? Well, I've never been married before, but I also feel there's a need for you as a woman to have your own friends aside your husband, right? But I don't mean male friends. Of course, if I'm married to someone, I wouldn't want to have like a male bestie, no. But I also want to have my female friends.
Now,
Because,
let me take you up on that. There's a lot of individualism that is preached abroad. Abroad, people will say, oh, you guys are individuals, you need to have individual lives, blah 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 blah. I'm sorry, I don't buy into it. Yes, you can have friends, but me, I always like somebody that will be my own best friend. I don't really have friends. I have a lot of acquaintances, a lot of people I know, maybe one or two friends, but I don't have friends that we hang out regularly. I know there's, especially in this Lagos, there are cliques. You see guys rolling with the boys. I've never been like that. Right from when I was young, I've always been a lone soldier and then my woman. So that narrative might work for you. I'm not saying it's bad, Neka, don't get me wrong, but it's not It's like saying everybody must like Coke. There's some people that love Coke and think Coke is the best drink in the world, and there's people that can't stand it and would rather drink Fanta. You understand? So yes,
Yeah.
it makes a lot of sense. In depending on, for instance, now if I had been an individual person, my former marriage might have worked because I could just get my own setting, but that was not what I wanted, and it wasn't me. I wanted someone who's my best friend, and the moment I realized that this person is supposed to be my best friend, having secrets and having their own lives, and for me, just
Yeah.
I wasn't there again. So
So
I
that
don't advise it. Yes, go ahead, Neka, with your question before we invite the new lady that just joined us, Buki, if I'm correct. Yes, go ahead.
sorry, Bookie. That's fine. So that phrase, would it be okay for your woman to be your best and also have like a best friend too? Of course, some
Impossible.
people have. It's not.
Impossible. She can have friends, but a best friend. Ah.
Mhm.
I go. They ask question. We go like, this your friend no get house. She no get husband.
It's true now.
As in a best friend, no. Or they
I
can have.
feel like your
People have
husband
best
should be
friends.
your
Let me
like
rephrase
he
this.
should
Let
be
me
your
rephrase this.
confidant.
Human beings have
Yeah.
best friends. But you see, there's best friend that, oh, this is my best friend. We're best friends since we're kids. I have a guy that is, I can call my best friend. But that I have an active best friend, male or female, in a marriage. They are doing something. I'm there. I'm doing something. They are here. It never ends well for me, Sha.
Can I say something?
Go ahead, Buki.
Hi everyone, my name is Bukola. I'm a
Hi.
certified relationship coach.
Oh,
Hi.
Yeah. So the truth is, we can't throw the people that we've known away because we are now married. We have friends who are closer to us than our blood. We have friends who are closer to us, even more than our parents, so to say, in some ways.
not me.
They contributed.
Not
They
me.
contributed largely, to our growing up, our careers, which is good. But the truth is, once you are married, there should be boundary. Especially if you are a lady. Like, you cannot be a friend to my husband if you don't want me. We have some ladies like that. They don't like the wife, but they like the husband.
Okay.
Oh, even in the free nation, we have people that are like that, and I had to cut them off.
Yeah,
Let me tell you, church members, they will come, oh, daddy freeze, daddy freeze, daddy freeze, and they are female. And then they'll say hi, taste buds. Once I notice it the first time, second time,
Yeah,
third
just
time,
true.
you don't notice that me and you I could just put you on one shelf. You could just they see me from far. I'll just carve you like meat where they carve come out for bone.
Yeah.
That's why I could just carve you come
However,
out.
having said that, you see, besties that are ending up in bed together, most of them, they don't mean it. They don't want to do it that way. But you have that emotion to you have that connection somehow.
Ere wo la jambe kun
You
ṣe.
belong to your bestie. And this has happened with pastors too. You have a pastor that you're always going to, telling them the stories of your life. There are times that they have interest in you. They love you. Maybe they like you. Something would happen, and you will be so surprised how they bounce from you afterwards. And that is why your wife or your husband is still the best bet. I had a friend who was having issue with her husband. I was talking to her, helping her, coaching her. You understand what I'm saying? And she has a pastor that she's very close with. They talk about life, they talk about everything. And at the time, I wasn't, the result I was wanting from that marriage wasn't coming out. This guy was still everywhere. Although he goes to church, he's very religious. You understand? And the next thing from my own belief is, okay, let's try this pastor. Maybe you should talk to your pastor. Since he goes to church, let's see what's going to happen. See, what happened afterwards? You won't believe it.
What happened?
My namesake. I needed to pick her up from somewhere and drop her somewhere. And she said, oh, Bukola, don't worry. Tell your driver not to come. And I said, okay. And that was it. And later she told me how this pastor came knocking first thing in the morning. This is a reality. I'm not forming know.
Did he come with a bottle of Crest?
Yeah, it came to solve the crisis, right?
With Crest? Okay, no Crest. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, and before you know it, he almost raped her in her husband's house. Yes, this is reality. She's my friend, like very close friend. So what am I trying to say? Sometimes the people you run to, sometimes they might not even have that intention that they like you. But you know when problem comes and you're always going to them, sometimes they are in
vulnerable,
uncompromised position.
Yeah.
You are in the house. Daddy, please, are you home? I have a problem. You know, I go to Daddy Free's house. Oh my God, my wife is not around. What happened? Oh my goodness. Why will it do such a thing to you? And they are crying on your shoulder and you are rubbing their head. The following day they come again, they are crying on your shoulder and you are rubbing their head. Who knows? Maybe you've not even tested, maybe you've not even made love in 5 or 6 days or even in 2 weeks and your body is so full and you needed to release something. That's what the problem comes in. Before you know it, you are gone. Look at Joseph in the Bible. When Potiphar's wife invited Joseph, Joseph did not stay. Who will stay? You are a man now. I was doing a write-up today, and I just needed to write it somewhere. Don't ever tempt a man with a woman. It's just natural. It's just natural that anything can happen. Daddy, please, you know what I'm saying now. Carry ladies all around you, all in the name of besties, and you're keeping your wife out of the. Something would happen.
Something will happen. Something will happen. That's why I don't encourage it. Do you understand? I don't encourage having women around me. There are preachers, celebs, people that just have a lot of that, have an entourage. The day where it will happen. The day where it will happen.
You see, especially this office romance thing. You will see them checking up on your husband unnecessarily. Ask him if he has eaten. Oh, I love the food. They would always use what you love to become your bestie. Any bestie you pick in the office. If they know that you always bring lunch to the office, they are going to use that to get you. If they know you love to read, they will use that to get you. If they know you love cars, they will use that to get you. They become your bestie talking about cars. They become your bestie talking about lunch. Oh, your wife is really trying. Daddy Freeze, I love the way you post your wife's food, and I'm gonna be like, they would always use that. They would always use that to get close to you. And before you know it, they have hidden intentions. They know what they want. It's not the food. It's not the book. That's not what they want. It's not the luxurious cars that you have. That's not what they want. It's you they want. They become your bestie, then they get whatever they want from you. I would always tell women, don't ever try to bring any woman close to your house, all in the name. Now we are talking about opposite sex. Even your own friends, they want what you have. That's the truth, especially when you're
people don't realize it. People don't realize it. Many relationships that have been destroyed. Now friends, they put mouth inside. I experienced it now. I experienced it. That's why I said that any relationship that I'm in, me and you go be our best friend. Let me tell you, there's something people don't realize. I call it subtle incapacitation. I call it seed of thoughts. When people are familiar with things that happen in your house, they can plant seeds of thoughts into your head. Like, let me give you an example. Your husband is not, the baby is crying, and your husband is working on his laptop or is on a phone call, and he's not carrying the baby. And you are carrying the other baby or trying to cook, and you actually need your husband to help you, but you understand that he's busy. There are some things that a best friend that sees that situation can say and plant a seed in your head. Just something like, well, your husband could help you here.
The difference between
finish. Your husband could help you here. So that thought again will start to grow. Next time you're in that situation, you now start questioning your husband. Come, why are you not helping me here? But you've always known that I'm not good with children. I'm working. You understand? This should not be a problem. But you see, there's a way. I'll give you a story. This happened. My ex had like 30 best friends.
How is the marriage going to survive?
Ah,
Understand.
there was a day, we're having a conversation, and it was an honest conversation. You understand? Honest conversation. We're talking about Lagos and Lagos, and me too. I those days I did talk till tomorrow. I talk a lot. Not that I talk a lot. I drop a lot of things most people will keep hidden. So that particular day, we're talking about Lagos life, how Lagos life was fake, and one of our best friends was there. And then I said something. I said, say even me, I came from Ibadan to this Lagos. And when I first got here, I got carried away. Finish waiting, I talk. Wasn't a long conversation. Only 50. As I go, the best friend come vex, say she dey go. Say you are as beautiful as this. And your husband says he got carried away. I didn't even know that the matter now began to, that seed of thought now grew and became a whole forest of thoughts. One day we're having a conversation. Hey, that's how the other day you said, hey, my friend was so angry, she had to walk away. Waiting concern your friend with me. Why is she so angry on your behalf that she has to walk away? You understand? But you see, all these steps, and they warned us about that friend. When we're staying together, the friend was a neighbor. We're staying in Dolphin Estate. The friend was one of the neighbors across. One woman called my ex then and said, this lady that you are hanging out with, these are her issues. My friend said, my ex said, when she told me, I was more like, yeah, then I was young too, so I was like, okay. Now, I can't blame a relationship breakup on one single person, but if they share the relationship failure cake, the slice we will go that auntie, she fit no chop and finish 2 days. She was a powerful force to the point where the day my ex came to pack her load, she followed her. You understand? And then she was asking me, she used to say things like, let me give you an example. This is a friend talking. She was going through our university pictures. Oh, you used to be so beautiful. And she was telling her, and me, I was so ugly. Do you know, I'm going to say this, I had complex in that relationship. So when I met Taste Buds, and Taste Buds used to say, my husband, you are so fine, you are so... I used to think she was lying to me. I've never known myself to be drop dead gorgeous, so I'm David Beckham or Idris Elba. But I also know that I am not ugly. I'm not the kind of person that you will see and run. Do you understand? I no be Ojuju Calabar. I feel no be Brad Pitt, but I no be Ojuju Calabar. You understand? The way she made it out to be, that she was so beautiful, and me, she was just managing me, and she'll be looking through pictures and be saying things like that. Now, how do you expect that to resonate with my ex? It's going to enter her head. So she was saying things like, you should not have married this guy. She said, oh yeah, we shouldn't. She was right there. We had no business getting married. But the day she was now going, I saw that, be careful the kind of people you hang with. And she was, she was now asking me. I said, oh yeah, pack your load and be going. Because you have already left. Here's me. Before she left, I was hoping that we could walk the marriage. The marriage was dead. But the whole hypocrisy of Christianity, Nigerian Christianity, where you die inside bad marriage. So if she hadn't left, I might still have been holding on to the marriage, even though the marriage was dead, my heart was gone. But the moment she left, To me, it was now clear that, look, I have no business here. We now went to sit with our pastor. Me, I don't know how to lie. I sat down, pastor sat down, pastor's wife sat down, my ex sat down. Pastor talk go up, pastor talk come down, wife talk go up, wife talk come down. They come ask me, say, so are you interested in marriage? I say, no. I remember my former pastor saying, I've been speaking for 3 hours. I forgot how long it was. So I've just been wasting my saliva or that kind. I've just been wasting my breath or whatever it is he said along those lines. And he asked me again. I said, no. Then he asked my ex. My ex said yes, that she wants the marriage to continue. As I was driving home that day, I now felt that, am I being wicked? Only for me to get to the house. And my ex was already there with this her best friend, waiting to pack the remaining of her load. I can't sit down and think and say, nobody you talk just now, say you won't work on this marriage. If truly you won't work on this marriage, which load you can carry? 15 minutes ago, you are literally you are here. So that now showed me a sign that, you know what, there's nothing you are going back to. So as the woman, I now say, yeah, hurry up, I have things to do. Please, pack your load. Anything you need me to pack for you, I will pack it for you. Pack. Where come and be going? So the friend was there again saying, are you telling her to be going? I say, do you want me to say it in Yoruba or should I type it out so that people can read it? Let her be going. She was now shaking her head like this. Baba, fight is not there. That lady was toxic. I don't intervene in people's marriages, in people's relationships, in people's friendships. I stay aloof. Even your matter where you carry can't give me, I go dodge them to the best of my ability. Anyway, let me not do all the talking. Let me hand over back to you ladies. Elisa, you've not said anything in a while.
Yeah, I already said it. If you have a man, a loving husband, even friends, because like what Nega said, you should still have some friends outside. I've never had friends. I only had people I call my brothers and sisters. Like friends become brothers and sisters, and we have our boundaries. But you see, having friends come to the house, come chill with me. I'm not even sure any of my neighbors have seen any friend come to visit me in this house before, because I don't know, like my mom is enough for me. I tell him absolutely everything. We share everything. Even when my parents are trying to get at me, like stress, everything, I discuss with him and he helped me get out of any issues I'm currently facing or I'm going through at that moment. So what's the essence of going out there to meet my own gender or some other gender and start doing the bestie ship with them? If we fight, so will come and settle us. I mean, this is my man. I understand you understand me. You know my secrets. You can help cover them. You will not come out to come and expose me. So I don't think I need any friends. I don't even have friends. I don't need friends. He always asks me, don't you have friends? I'm like, I know this person. But I don't have friends I can say are my
Me neither.
besides my sister. I have just one sister. She's just my friend. But my man is my bestie, and that's it. I don't have time for it.
I'm with you 100%. I'm with you 100%, Elisa. 100%, 150%, Seth. One guy here said, Tush Booker says, Daddy Freeze, you sound like you still love your ex. Let me be honest. In the marriage, I did not love my ex. Come be 5 years later when I don't see better woman. No go come. Sometimes I dey remember waiting I been go through. Baba, if you want to know about hellfire, I can write the book. If Satan wants to write about hellfire, now me go choose. Say please, Daddy Freeze, tell them what hellfire is. I went through it firsthand.
Yeah, so just a quick one. I'm someone who has always had friends, and when I talk about bestie, not that kind of bestie where we hang out all the time. I'm no longer a teenager. I am an adult. So I do have close friends that I've known for over 20-something years. And I can tell you that two of my very close friends, one lives in Nigeria, the other one lives in Dallas, Texas, right? We talk on the phone. but we don't have time to hang out. And they're both married, right? But they still make out time to say, hey, how you doing? What's
Oh,
going
that
on?
one is fine.
We talk about work, we talk about life, right? It doesn't mean, and of course, when I'm in a relationship, I understand if and the time I'm not married. I'm going to say it again, but I understand in relationships too, it's important to give your man the time. You guys should kind of trust each other, tell each other everything. But I can also say that there are some things that I can tell my friend that I wouldn't be able to tell, like my man.
Then those things are bad. Those things are
Not
bad.
really bad stuff.
Give me an
Not really bad.
example. Give me an example.
Things like what?
Things like what? Thank you.
You might feel a little bit embarrassed. Like there are some things you want to, talk about that you don't really feel comfortable talking.
What is that thing? Tell me what's the thing.
That if I don't go to
Go inside. We want to hear it.
I need friends.
Can I say something?
One example.
Bookie wants to say something. Bookie, the relationship
Can I
coach.
say something?
Yes.
So let me come from Daddy Prince. So Daddy Prince, everyone that is listening to me right now, if you're married or you're planning to get into a relationship or whatever you're doing, always know this, that a good friend, a very good friend to you can be toxic to your marriage and to your relationship. Though they are good to you, though they are perfect to you, though they are excellent to you, they cover your secret, they protect you, they act like they love you, but they can be very, very toxic to your marriage. Now, yeah, so now let me go to her and come to you. I'm sorry, I don't know your name. So you said you can trust your man, you can tell him everything, you can do everything with him, and I'm assuming that that's the same thing with Daddy Prince, because I see a lot of his posts and I see women everywhere, they're always together. The reason why you can do that is because you chose well. Take it from me. The reason why it's working that way, and you feel that you don't need any other process, that means you chose well. If you're in a relationship where you are not comfortable, you are not happy, there are some things, very toxic marriages out there. Take it from me. Very bad relationships out there. That is why you bring their kids in. That is why you have people that you can just put your head and say, I can tell them everything. And my sister, let me come to you. You know why you're saying this? Maybe you've not gotten to that stage.
Bookie, your voice is breaking off. Bookie, we're trying to hear you and your voice is breaking off. Are you wearing AirPods?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I'm going to go with let me join you here.
Okay.
Yes, can you hear me well now?
Better, 100%.
I changed my phone now.
Okay.
Yes, can you hear me?
Ooh. We need to bring her back because she was just about to say something and she was trailing off.
But if someone says when I'm pregnant, I will need friends, I don't understand. What will my friends come to do to me when I'm pregnant?
You only need friends if you have a bad man who does not have your time.
Husband, I would say.
Yeah. Like, okay.
Was one of the luckiest wives out there, because you're confident that your husband has got your back like 100%.
Oh, of course, yeah, sure, it does.
Oh, I can't see Bookie again. Oh, Bookie, send a message. Send a request. Okay, she's back. Yes, Bookie.
Yes, I don't even know where I stopped.
You stopped. You said that
You were going to say something about the point that I made.
Yes, the point that Neka made. You are right.
Okay. For the beautiful lady on my left, I said.
Are you using AirPods?
I said.
Okay.
No. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I said the reason why she's enjoying that benefit and she's feeling that she needs no one, just my husband, is just because God has blessed you with a man that is your man. You understand what I'm saying? Just like Daddy Freeze, like I said, I see a lot of Daddy Freeze posts. I see a lot of things about him. I follow him back to back. So I could see that he has a relationship, a deep relationship, and not just marriage with that beautiful woman test but for you, you're saying that you don't need anybody right now. It's because you're in a very healthy marriage.
Yeah.
That's what pushes people to bestie too. When you choose wrong, they push you to bestie. And oh yeah, and for my other lady, my beautiful lady Lena, I believe. The reason why you are saying you can't tell him everything now, you can't do everything now, is because you've not gotten to that crossroad where you can put your life on his hand. Like, go have it. And honestly, before you settle for any man, that's the last stage of relationship. We have 4 stages of relationship. That's the last stage of relationship. Make sure that that man, you can just be like this, my other lady, feeling that, you know what, I don't need no close bestie around me. I'm very safe with him. That is why people go out for besties. Trust me. People don't want to do bestie. I don't want to bring Denrele's talk here tonight, but
that's where we started. You can bring it in.
You said?
That's where we started. Now, they really matter. Now, you carry us on here.
Yes. So, Denrele was, to me, Yoruba, English, on the street, they will say, before my hand. Now, he came this morning trying to defend whatever he has spoken yesterday. After you have said, oh, I know she was married. After you have said, we all know what intimacy is. Don't fool us by coming to come and twist everything, you know.
Yeah.
And you even said, I know she was married, and, you know, we went to the other room. So what are you telling us today? You were just saying rubbish. You should have just allowed that lady to rest in peace and let her secret rest with her. Why would you come out and say such after how many years of... Do you understand what I'm saying? So what am I trying to say? People just don't go for besties. Make sure you choose right, so that you don't have to be running from one bestie to another bestie. The bestie that will put you in trouble. People are in marriages. Some people are in marriages, but they don't have this relationship with their spouse. And that is why I always tell single, please and please, that the spouse, the person that you want to settle down with, if you cannot put your life in their hands, please don't settle. Please don't settle. Because you will always be looking for besties and be looking for relationship coach to come and help you. You'll be looking for therapists,
pastor,
psychologists to help you.
You'll be looking for pastor.
You will be looking for pastors. Like my friend, that was exactly what happened to her. He almost raped her in her husband's house very early in the morning, not even in the afternoon. You can imagine that. The pastor of a redeemed Christian Church of God, anointed, when he's preaching, when he's talking. Yes, I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. I have a pastor too who fathers a lady's whether son or daughter. So many years later, what happened? She was always having issue with the husband. She was always going to the pastor for counseling. Daddy, oh, to Denrele, okay, we are sorry. Daddy, oh, this happened again, that happened again. The pastor became the bestie of the wife. What happened years later? He fathered one of our children. That's the reason why your bestie should not even be your pastor. Some of your pastors, they are not sexually satisfied with their wife because they want to be playing holy and holy. So when they see you have shaped your bonbon in the church, you have shaped everything in the church, so you now go and
pastor, we know if you asking wife or doggy. Pastor, we know if you asking wife or doggy.
For doggy? You understand what I'm saying? You will now go and be doing that. Look at what happened to you. Are putting them in trouble.
Pastor, wait, they go first pray before they want to do. Father Lord.
Yes.
Then they go see small girl where they go put for table for office.
Your wife should be your bestie, and that is why you should be very careful. Yeah. Before you settle with anybody, before you settle with any man, make sure you guys are friends. Make sure you are friends, that you can tell everything. Everything. You understand? I'm talking to you now, Nekaya. You know, somebody you are so free with, somebody you can do anything with.
You see, let me tell you something, yeah. Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
You said something, Buki. You said there are people who are very great friends to you, but are toxic to your marriage.
Yeah.
I've never heard it before anywhere, but I don't hear them today. People who are good to you, It could be your
Yeah.
mother. It
Yeah.
could be your sister. It could be your
Yeah.
best friend. They are great. They love you.
Yeah.
But to your marriage, they are toxic.
Yeah. I made that post yesterday. If you check my page, you'll see. That was what I wrote about yesterday. Yeah.
Please, DM it to me. I'll even post it as a separate post. You see, I remember a friend of mine. He was with his wife, and his wife's best friend was like, "Oh, baby, you know what?" Was talking to his wife. You guys have just gone on holiday and come back. Me and you are going to go on our own, ladies only. My guy clear him straight. Say, where are you going with my wife? Which it was doing it like a joke. Okay, no, anywhere my wife goes, I go with her. If you want to have ladies' night out, it's ladies and me. We're all going to be there.
Of course.
You understand?
Yep.
You see, I know making up your mind about certain things without having proper exposure is wrong as a sociologist. For instance, it's wrong for you to say Calabar girls are good in bed because you've been with 2 Calabar girls that are good in bed.
Somebody's bringing
Or Hausa men are very... because you've been with 3 Hausa men. But you see, there's some things that you like me, for instance. I'll give you an example. There's a part of Africa when I was much younger I went to. Each time I went there, I had a new babe, and I was never there for more than 5 days. So I made up my mind that the girls there are a bit, I wouldn't say wayward, but they are a bit free. They are not
loose.
Can I use that word? So you see, there are things that you can also say about people in a relationship. Me personally, do you know how many times I'm alone in a bar and I see 4 girls, and the girls are having a ladies' night out, and I end up going home with one of them, and they're all in relationships. You see, when alcohol hits the system, conversations become sweeter. You've not noticed?
Of course.
You see, your guard is down. Let me tell you what alcohol does to me, for instance. That's why I only drink at home. It raises my temper. For instance, something you say to me normally and I'll overlook, I will come begin vex. Especially when I was younger. So some people they get freer. They loosen up. And when they loosen up, a sniper will be able to hit the target. A good sniper. So all he needs to do is talk to you, dance with you, drive you home. Before you know it, it doesn't have to happen that day. You have opened a door for a series of conversations that can lead to somewhere bad. Now, when the guy is good looking and your taste, it becomes even more dangerous. That is why, you see, people that, you said something, Bookie, people that cheat in relations, they don't go out in the morning and say, what's today, Friday, cheating day, I'm going out to go and cheat. No, it happens. It happens in church. You trust this pastor, or you are singing together with this choir master, and one day your husband annoyed you and he calmed you down and said, don't worry, you know. Or you are broke and you didn't know anywhere to ask for money, and this guy just comes along and says, okay, how much do you need? 200k, and writes it for you and never asked you for anything. He has touched a part in your heart. He has opened a window, and if he's clever enough and patient enough, he can turn that window into a door. So in relationships, people need to be, they'll say, oh, Daddy Freeze, you are paranoid. I'm not paranoid. I have seen life. There was a time everyone around me knew what was going on except me. In my former marriage, everybody knew except me. Even down to my maid, even down to my neighbors. It was when my ex left that my maid started telling me all sorts of things. This was how I was. I never believed her to be a saint. But the things I heard. So I'm not a relationship coach. I have no certificate. But when you've been through many relationships, you failed and succeeded, there's one thing I've learned, and I'm going to share that thing with you. Marry your bestie. If you don't marry your bestie, you will cheat on them, they will cheat on you. Find out. If you like speaking tongues from Monday to Friday, if you like pastor a church and people will fall under your anointing, if you don't marry your best friend, you will cheat on them and they will cheat on you. I don't finish my own.
I don't
You finally agree. Thank you.
All right, beautiful ladies.
Initially, and somebody wrote it out. You were talking about the difference between
Side chick
and the wife. So now let's put it side chick, your ex, and your wife. The difference between a wife to me and a side chick is side chick would work on your own negativity. Those things that ordinarily you will not do to your husband at home, side chick will want to surpass you and do better. And that is why the husband would always want to go back to the side chick. So if you have a best friend who is always around you, they know everything about your house, they know the things that your husband complains of or your wife complains of as maybe a bestie or as a man too. Now, if they want that man, they will be better than you. You know why? They know all the things that he has been complaining about. Then they will work better and become better in that area. And it will be so easy, so flawless for them to take away your husband and so flawless for them to take away your wife. Because they know that he complains about certain things. So when they are coming, even when they are advising toxic friends that are good to you, they will go to your husband and work on those things. Oh, I understand. I know. Oh, she can't even do that in bed. Oh, she can't do this. Me, I'm very friend. I know how to manage money very well. They will use that money thing. Oh, she cannot cook. Oh, me, I know how to cook very well.
She doesn't even need to tell you she knows how to cook. She will just serve you your best food. That's the end. Before you know it, you are doing like this.
They are going to use all the weaknesses and all the negativity that your husband is complaining about. They will use it as a positive stuff to them. And it will be so easy for them to go. Yeah. It will be so easy for them to start sleeping with your bestie. And it will be so easy for your besties to start sleeping. You understand what I'm trying to say? That's what side chick, that's what they do. They will stylishly get all the information because 95% of the time, side chick, they know the real wife. You don't know side chick. 95% of the time, side chick, they know the wife. They'll follow you back to back, follow your page. They're checking you every day. They are looking at your dressing. They are looking at your hairdo. They are looking at the things that you are not doing right. They are seeing everything. They are stylishly getting words from your husband. And you know what? Those are the things that they will use for you. You are in soup. That is why you can't keep a bestie. Your husband should be your bestie, and your wife should be your bestie. And that will not start from marriage. That's the mistake that people are making. Don't marry people and now you are now trying to turn them to your bestie and your no. The bestie should start from even before marriage. That's when you will not go outside and be looking for bestie. So that's what I wanted to say, Bashiru. So the friendship should start not after marriage. Don't start friendship after marriage. Marriage and friendship they are not the same thing, but they can be together and be working for a successful marriage. Friendship should start before marriage. He is my friend. I can tell him anything. She is my friend. We are besties, not bestie of somebody else's bestie. Do you understand what I'm saying? Then it would work well. Yes.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Of course.
Thank you all so much. God bless you guys. Lovely hanging out with you. Buki, we all enjoyed you today. We all learned a lot. Elisa, thank you for being on my side. Neka, thank you for finally joining my side. Bye, guys.
Bye. Thank you, everyone. Bye, Elisa.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Thank you for having me. Bye.